Hello everyone, welcome back to another Temur Rhino Legacy League. So Rhinos got third place at the Sunday Showcase Challenge. And so yeah, this is the pretty stock list that's developed. 2 Brazen Borrowers, 2 Mystical Disputes, and then 2 Seagate Restorations in addition to 4 Lorien Revealed. And the only thing I don't like about this build is the lack of Murktide Regent, which seems like a good card against the best decks, which are mostly blue-black. You see Death Shadow and blue-black Scam. Pretty popular. But otherwise, I think this deck is pretty good. So against Delver, you could just board out 4 Force of Negation and 2 Minsc for 3 Fury and 3 Endurance. Against the blue-black Scam, though, I don't know how good Fury is, and so maybe you bring in Blood Moon. It's a place where I would certainly like to have Murktide Regent. But they play the Troll of Casa Doom, which makes Blood Moon less interesting. The thing is that Blood Moon would probably be better against Grixis Delver. But I feel like you have to bring in Endurance and Fury. And so I guess maybe you could board out Force of Wills to fit in the Blood Moons, maybe? Maybe that's the strategy. Well, anyway, I'm going to run the stock list, and we're going to see how it goes. So, one moment. Okay, so we are on the draw. And yeah, I don't think this hand with no mana is going to cut it. Alright, well this hand has 3 mana and some counter spells, but no Cascader. So my opponent doesn't have any legacy results registered on the MTG Goldfish. So I think... well, we're on the draw. Alright, I think I'm going to keep it and put back a Fire and Ice. I feel better about keeping a hand without a bomb on the draw, where we'll get to see more cards naturally. Alright, it's a Bloodstained Mire into Lion's Eye Diamond. Well, I could counter the Lion's Eye Diamond, but I think I'll just let it resolve in the dark here. If it's Faithless Looting, I can Force of Negation it. Rite of Flame, okay? Burning Wish. Okay, well, this we're going to get to a Force of Negation, so... I guess I could Force of Will this, and then Force of Negation's easier to cast. So let's do that, huh? Alright. So it looks like a Pheonix deck based on the Buried Alives. Alright, so for sideboarding, I don't think they play blue cards for Mystical Dispute. And I think I'm just going to cut the second Minsc as an odd card out. Fury could be good, but Minsc could be good too. And Blood Moon, probably not worth it against the deck that's playing Burning Wish and Rite of Flame. And probably Arclight Pheonix also. Alright, well we've got a turn 1 here. I'm sure they play some discard spells. I don't know how great it is to mulligan looking for a couple pieces of hate against discard. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play some Rhinos before their end of turn here. I guess you could have done it during their upkeep. It doesn't seem like they're playing Daze, playing Lion's Eye Diamond. But maybe if they crack this Bloodstained Mire, that will be a good enough time to go for this Violent Outburst. Or we could do it in response to this Unmask. I don't think it matters too much what we get here. I think a Volcanic Island's fine. Alright, and they get to resolve their unmask. They take a Lorien Revealed. Lion's Eye Diamond. It looks like they may have some Pheonixes coming in. They sure do. There are the Pheonixes. They get to attack for 9. Yeah, I would say it's not a race that we're winning, sadly. Yep. I guess I'll try to draw Endurance. No, because I'm gonna be at 1 here. I don't have a chance. All right, I'll just concede. All right, so I think I'm gonna bring out the Minsc Boo and 2 Brazen Borrowers for the 3 Furies. And that'll leave us, well, Fire and Ice also takes out a Pheonix, but pitches to Fury. So I think we can give this a shot. All right, we'll go first. We'll keep nice turn 2 here. All right, well, the opponent mulliganed to 4. So the only question is, if they play a Force of Will, do I unmask it? They play a Bayou. And they play this Thoughtseize. I think I probably do force it and hope to draw a blue card against their mulligan to 3 or 4. So I think trying to draw Endurance, I should have got Taiga instead of Volcanic Island the last time. In that drawing Endurance is the primary concern, or being able to play Endurance if I do draw it. And so it's probably worth doing the Violent Outburst here over the Shardless and just keeping Force of Will up. So the Rhinos are in. So they're just playing a naked Burning Wish here. I think I'll let it resolve. Okay. Well, I guess if they had a Thoughtseize there, it would have been hard times. Maybe where they had mulligan to 5 or whatever. It wasn't very likely that they would also have the protection. And them going all in on like that, going all in on the Buried Alive like that, and me countering it's obviously the best case scenario. All right, well, the play obviously worked out, so I'm gonna move on here. Okay, we've got a solid hand on the draw. Turn 2, force backup. Looks good. Leyline of the Void from the opponent. Alright, the Crypt of Agadim and a pass. I see, so Lorien Revealed not being an island kind of costs us a turn 1. Since we could pitch 2 Spirit Guides and play Shardless Agent if we had an untapped island. Well, here comes the Grief. I don't think forcing Grief is very good. So I'm just going to let them do their thing. Maybe I do want to just cycle the Lorien Revealed and make sure I get my blue source. Alright, well here's the Oppo agent. So I can fire that thing. Or I could just force it. If I fire it, then I'd have to use... Here we go. Yeah, do those, and then they would get to take... It would leave me with basically nothing. Or I could just force it, pitching the ice. And then they get to take my Shardless Agent. Yeah, I mean, this gives me the best chance, I think, to top deck another banger. I guess it would have been wise to cycle the Lorien Revealed on my own turn, huh? Against the Leyline deck that obviously plays Opposition Agent. Well, we did not rip another Cascader. There's a Helm. Yeah, so we're gonna be dead. All right. All right, I think I'm gonna board out the Mystical Dispute and the Brazen Borrower for the Force of Vigors. Blood Moon might not be too bad. But I don't think there's anything I want to cut for that, so... Alright, here we go. Turn to Minsc and Boo. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Yield turn 1 Leyline again. I'll just fetch now. I don't think they play Wasteland. But if they do, we can just get another mana source with Lorien Revealed. They're playing a Chrome Mox. They have the Thoughtseize. They take Minsc and Boo. Makes sense. We did hit Violent Outburst. Dark Ritual. Is it another Helm of Obedience? Thoughtseize, okay. They're gonna play some Bowmasters, that's fine. Okay, and they're gonna concede. All right, I'm just gonna run it back for game 3 here. So I think I have to mulligan this hand. It's just not quite enough going on there. All right, this hand has something going on. And so I guess I'll put back the Crashing Footfalls. Although I kind of like it here. I feel like it's either put back Force of Negation or put back Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor is probably better than Force of Negation, right? And kind of does the same thing, answers their non-creature permanents, except for maybe Karn. Actually, I think I can just put back Volcanic Island. We don't really need that much mana. We have the Seagate Restoration. So maybe we pitch Violent Outburst to Force of Vigor and Seagate Restoration to Force of Negation, and then suspend the Crashing Footfalls. So we'll just let this Thoughtseize resolve. All right, they take the Crashing Footfalls. It works for me. Chromox, I'm not gonna force a negation here. Another Thoughtseize, we'll accept it. They take the Violent Outburst, okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and fetch a Taiga here. They're just gonna pass. All right, Misty's not a bad draw. They probably don't have Dark Ritual into Oppo Agent. I think I'm okay paying the 3. And we can hold up Force of Negation now. Maybe I should have just played the Elvish. No, I don't want to play the Elvish Spirit Guide, I don't think. Where's the Oppo Agent? Kinda still don't want to force this. We'll deploy a Ape Companion. A Dothy Voidwalker. It's better than some of the other things that they've done. There. A better card than some is what I'm trying to say. All right. I mean, if they end up like killing a Minsc or something, it can be pretty bad. They just pass it back. Ape Army, get in there. Dark Ritual. Karn. I don't think that's too intimidating in considering the Force of Vigor and creatures that I have in play. Charlie on 0, sure. Yeah, we'll send the whole gang at Karn here. I guess I should have Force of Vigor on their upkeep there, huh? All right, Leyline of the Void. Okay. Well, I get to take out Leyline this way. Alright, and we have them dead next turn, unless they can get like an ensnaring bridge into play, maybe. Alright, that's 2 down. Alright, we're on the play here for round 3. So it's the old turn 1 Rhinos with 2 Crashing Footfalls in hand. Alright, looks like our opponent's on white-red, white-black initiative type decks. I mean, I guess on the play, just jamming 10 powers of Rhinos. I gotta give it a shot. Oh, it's turn 2. That was foolish, but well, that's actually better. Kind of better anyway, because we can just suspend Crashing Footfalls turn 1. Alright, here we go. Suspend some Rhinos, and we'll pass it back. Chromox from the opponent, cycling an Oliphant. Alright, well, we survived the turn 1 Chalice, so that's good news. Love to play this Minsc, but we're just gonna have to get in there with Shardless Agent. Okay, and that's good enough for the opponent. Alright, so I'd say it's definitely a Force of Vigor and Fury matchup. So I believe that Force of Vigor is largely better than Force of Negation. And then we'll take out 1 Lorien Revealed. Yep. Yeah, here we go. Alright, this is we just need to draw any mana source, and we're on the draw. Deck is 50% mana sources. And we'll have two chances to draw that mana source, as well as the Fury in hand. Well, there's a mana source. So I'll play Wooded Foothills here, and probably take the opportunity to grab the basic forest. Yeah, they'll get to have that. And I don't know if they're going to be doing the whole Blood Moon thing here. So I may actually just get Taiga, because I probably want to be able to play fire. So we'll get in there with fire here. And we'll have a little surprise Violent Outburst for our opponent. Alright, they scryed 2 to the bottom, so that's not terrible. And it's another one. They get to go into the stash. And we get to get in there with some Rhinos. Alright, so the Rhinos are in. I'll go ahead and attack. Alright, no blocks from the opponent. So we get to get a basic land here. Forest or the island? I guess the forest has to be better with Minsc and Boo in hand, huh? Okay. And then we get to suspend Crashing Footfalls. And then we get to ice the Caves of Chaos Adventure on the upkeep. Alright, well that worked. So if they... Yeah, they'll need a third Caves of Chaos Adventure to get into the Catacombs. Alright, and that gets a concession. To round 4. Alright, on the draw, and it looks like my opponent's a sneak and show gamer. So I'm inclined to try to run this. Looks like suspicions are confirmed. I'm probably gonna Mystical Dispute almost anything here. Yeah, here's a good Mystical Dispute target, A. I guess Tropical Island is fine. Alright, deck, let's draw a land. Nope. They'll cycle a Lorien Reveald. I wish I had one of those. And they're gonna pass it on back here. Well, we bricked on manas. It's unfortunate. Now I have to discard something. I guess we're pretty far from playing Minsc and Boo. Sadly. Ooh, we're not gonna have to discard. That's amazing. Yeah, I'll just Mystical Dispute this and not let them draw a card. Alright, yeah, Dispute resolves. So they're probably gonna try to do something with Daze protection here, would be my guess. And maybe we'll get them the Simian Spirit Guide, and then maybe we'll start drawing some mana. Yield Sneak Attack. So I guess Force would make sense to use first. They'll Force back. I'll Force back. Alright, now we just gotta draw mana. Or blue cards. Either mana or a blue card. But it does get us closer to Minsc and Boo. Alright, they're gonna pass it back here. Alright, I'll keep this, yeah, Lorien Revealed in hand. We could possibly force something. Otherwise, I can't get Minsc and Boo down this turn anyway. So we'll just cycle Lorien Revealed in their end step if I don't need to force anything. Come on, blue card. A Violent Outburst. Okay, I am going to Violent Outburst here rather than... I can hold up Force of Negation because we can use Simian Spirit Guide to pay for Force of Negation, or use Simian Spirit Guide to pay for Violent Outburst. And if we Force a Negation, we still have mana for Violent Outburst afterwards. So they're probably going for a Lorien Revealed here. Okay. So I would say I'm going for a Minsc and Boo now. So they'll need to, like, sneak attack is a pretty good one for them. Okay, we got there. All right, the old, yeah, one lander, slew of counter spells, coming through in the clutch against a sneak and show. All right, so the Inevitable Betrayals obviously come in. Endurance seems like just a thing to play on their end of turn. And I'll just trim a copy of Fire and Ice, but keep 3 of them in mainly to pitch to Force of Will. Well, this hand does a whole lot of nothing. All right, the opponent mulligan to 6. So shall we. All right, well, this hand looks pretty reasonable, though. And I think Endurance is an pretty easy one to bottom here. Tropical Island pass from the opponent. Okay. It's going to make it easier to pitch Lorien Revealed to Force of Negation, so I don't hate it. All right, they are passing. It's not very likely that I get Blood Mooned here. I don't think it hurts to get the forest too much either, though. All right, I'll just get the Tropical Island. The old... Well, we might be hard casting Inevitable Betrayal here, folks. Another island cycle from the opponent. All right, so they're gonna pass here. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch to Thin. And then an opportunity to Violent Outburst here is definitely what I'm looking for. I'm not going to tap out to play Inevitable Betrayal here because then we just lose pretty hard to Daze. Okay, so they're just going to pass here. Okay. Ideally, they would tap out for something here. And that would provide a great window to Violent Outburst. But now we kind of have some ability to play around Flusterstorm here. But they just want to discard. All right, well, what I might do here is just suspend the Inevitable Betrayal. We have plenty of blue cards to pitch. I think that's probably the strat. Might have been able to get away with doing it a turn sooner. Ooh, they are just passing though. I like that. More lands I will take. All right, island cycling, Lorien Revealed. Man, and they just don't want to play anything here, huh? All right. I think I'm just gonna discard a Spirit Guide. Oops. Well, yeah, and then we'll Violent Outburst on their end step. And try to resolve Inevitable Betrayal on our upkeep. So they're going for a show and tell. I think the first thing I'm going to do here is they probably do have Veil of Summer. I think I'm going to force pitching Ice first and see what happens. So they force back. So they did not use Veil of Summer, and that's interesting. So I think I'm just trying to not use my mana and avoid like a Flusterstorm blowout. Okay, there's the Veil. So here's the Violent Outburst. Okay, it resolved. So I probably want a Traxa here. Or I could take my chances with Emrakul. I guess I'll get a Traxa. So do they have a Gristlebrand in hand? Not entirely clear. Okay, we did hit the force. So we got land, artifact, a planeswalker, sorcery, instant, creature. Alright, we will force this Veil of Summer. Shardless Agent doesn't do anything. There's no Inevitable Betrayals left in our deck. Force of Negation resolves. Okay. So I think I'm just going to grab probably Emrakul here. All right, and then I think... Oh, I can probably just win the game with Minsc and Boo, huh? I think I'll just use the Spirit Guides. Okay, that did it. All right, well, we'll be on the play for round 5 here. I mean, this hand has Force of Wills, Violent Outburst, a blue card. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this here. And I suppose I'll start on Misty Rainforest. That seems fine. All right, well, the opponent played Simian Spirit Guide into Roiling Vortex. So yeah, that does something against us, but this is like a 2-for-2 trade, so I'm gonna be okay with that. So presumably they're on burn here, and I'm gonna want to fetch some basics. So I'll grab an island. Okay, there's a Simian Spirit Guide. So we should be able to get these Rhinos out in a jiffy. Alright, yeah, looks like my opponent's on the actual burn. So we're not playing in a Price of Progress, at least. And I'm just gonna pray to draw another blue card here. I think a blue card would win the game, for sure. If not, if I don't draw a blue card, could be rough. Well, I think a Shardless Agent would probably win the game, too. Okay, well, that's a blue card. All right, they're just passing here, so they probably have like a mixture of Fire Blast and Price of Progress in hand. No one to turn burn spells, so that's promising. All right, they scoop it up. I haven't played against burn in a while. How many copies of Rolling Vortex could they realistically be playing? We have 2 mystical disputes that obviously come out. I guess you'd have to expect that they're on like Goblin Guides and Swift Spear type shenanigans. I mean, how many cards in their deck could possibly matter besides Rolling Vortex? We have 8 force effects for that. Don't really want to bring in Force of Vigor, although I suppose it would hit Eidolon of the Great Revel. I don't really want to pay 3 life for Seagate Restoration. So maybe we'll bring in 2 copies of Force of Vigor, 2 copies of Fury. Alright, let's give that a shot. I guess I'm gonna try this hand. I mean, 3 Force of Wills and the Shardless Agent, like a Spirit Guide or blue card. Those are good draws here. It's a Goblin Guide from the opponent. Maybe I should have Force of Will. Okay, but well, Elvish Spirit Guide, so we're gonna get the Rhinos down on turn 2. Which means we're gonna take 4 damage from this Goblin Guide. And we get to save our Force of Will for something else. Dragon's Rage Channeler. It seems pretty slow. And like they're a long way from Delirium. Alright, so here's a Bloodstained Mire into Lightning Bolt into a DRC Surveil. Well, they keep the card on top, so that means they're probably not about to get Delirium. But they do shuffle their library. Another Goblin Guide. All right. Well, these Goblin Guides are going to be pretty bricked here in a second. Fury. Sadly, I don't have a red card, but it's probably worth drawing anyway. Yep. Okay. So yeah, we're going down to 8 here. But we'll have Shardless Agent and a bunch of Rhinos in play here to play some defense. All right, the Rhinos and the Agent are in. We'll pass it back. All right, the opponent has a Lotus Petal. So that could give their DRC, yeah, that's gonna let it fly. All right, so they get in for 3 in the air. All right, well, maybe we'll draw a red card here. So they're on a black splash. That's interesting. Wow, we drew the Fury. So that's pretty sweet. That could win the game. So I guess I attack with 1 Rhino. All right, so the Rhino's in for 4. We get in there with Fury. Take out the Dragon's Rage Channeler. They're doing something. Okay, so they're gonna make me sacrifice a creature token. I think I just have to accept this. And then, well, we know they don't have Price of Progress, or... I mean, we'll see what they kept on top of their library here. Probably no attacks, I would assume. Okay. All right, there's a Violent Outburst. Yep. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get in there here. So the thing here, while my opponent thinks, is that, yeah, fetching is gonna put us at 4, and if I force a will something, it puts us at 3. So they kind of need 2 bangers here. Or, like, 2 bolts would do it. Hopefully they've sideboarded stuff out for removal. Okay. So we'll get in there with Violent Outburst. So this attack will be good for 6. And we'll have a couple 4/4s. So yeah, if they've got 2 bangers, that'll do it. Otherwise, I would expect we'll be winning the game next turn. They go to 9. Okay, nothing on my end step. That's promising. An Orcish Bowmaster. So maybe their last card's Fire Bolt, Fire Blast. So they'll have 4 power in defense, but they're gonna have to block with everything. But yeah, I'm not gonna force this and then lose to Fire Blast. But yeah, they will have to block the whole squad here to not lose. And fire and ice would be a win. And I think Brazen Borrower's in my deck. Yeah. Okay. Because if they block with 3, then they still take 9. So yeah, they have to block with everything. I think Force of Negation, that should be unless they have some kind of sudden shock, should be a pretty game winning. All right, so they're gonna quad block a Rhino. We'll put them to 1. All right, they played a land, and what's the last card here? Looks like it is a Fire Blast. Yup. All right. Well, okay, yeah, so there's a trophy. Yeah, these were the matchups. Oops, we'll pull that back up here. So we didn't really play any especially hard matchups, which are the blue-black decks. But yeah, I mean, the deck was pretty well constructed. I mean, 4 Lorien Revealed and some Seagate restorations definitely ups the consistency of the deck. So that was pretty good. I mean, yeah, the sideboard was pretty good. I don't know if I love 3 Blood Moons, but yeah, I don't know, the list is putting up a lot of results. Yeah, I would like to play some Murktide Regents. I like what's going on here. Yeah, I would just like to play some Murktide Regents. All right, well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, getting a trophy with Rhinos is always fun. So, I had fun. I hope you had fun. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. All right, thanks.